Leave me alone now. You don't want me. Hey, gosh, you kids almost made me spill my drink. Good to see you, though. So, how did we end up here? This 57 Chevy that used to be a 4-door, it's now a 2-door. It's kind of a story, but I'll make it short. I worked on cars for a living for 35 years now, going on 36. I don't know, I lose count pretty easy nowadays. Working on new cars, it's not much fun. The money's pretty good, but working on new cars just isn't fun. So I always wanted an old car. Since I was a kid, I'd build them little models, little plastic models, and paint the suspension and put the wheels on and build the engine and detail it all out. Well, in my head, that's what I always wanted to do. So I got a hold of that Cadillac in there and built that Cadillac. It wasn't too horrible bad, but I had to make all 6 inches of the bottom, all the whole car, all the way around, floorboards and all that. So it let me know that, hey, I can do stuff like this, you know. You can see videos in that. You look for the playlist, you'll see it. But sometime around COVID, I'd been looking at a couple Tri-5 Chevys because I wanted one. I knew of one while I was working on that Cadillac, and the guy, it's one of those deals. It was his mom's car, and it sat next to his barn. Well, the barn collapsed and fell on the car, so the car was pretty beat up. Windshield was busted out. There wasn't no floorboards in it. It was a 4-door hardtop. And hit him up a couple times. Nope, I'm not going to sell that. I'm going to fix it up someday. Okay, I'll bet you money is still sitting there. So I looked at a couple cars, and we just bought this place, the ranch here. And it just, money-wise, it wasn't a good time. I was working on the house a lot, trying to do things that, upgrades that we wanted done. So I for a couple of years, that's all I did was work on the house. Well, during COVID, spent 2 years not going out, not doing anything. Played in the band, but for 2 years, I didn't even play in the band. I was service manager at the dealership that I work at now, and that was a stressful time. And it's more because of everything that was going on. I had to lay off a whole bunch of people in a matter of 2 days. It wasn't a very fun time, very stressful. So I looked on the Facebook and Marketplace and showed the wife. I said, look at this. It's a 4-door, 57, $1,500. That's not very far from here. Doesn't have a title. And to my amazement, she said, well, you ought to try to buy that. Okay. I said, well, this was like Wednesday night. I said, come Saturday, if it's still up for sale, I'm going to hit the guy up. Sure enough, it was. Went and looked at it. 4 doors, a little beat up. The rockers were solid. The inner rockers were solid. The floor bases were solid. The floorboards weren't. This is a good car. He's like, yeah, it's from Texas. Good old boy named Wes. Super nice guy. He sold it to me for what he had bought it for a couple years before that. Didn't really do much with it. He gathered some parts and threw them in, and he even put it on his trailer and brought it home for me. I didn't have a trailer back then. Got it here, and I was just happy to look at it. Well, these green doors, he called a couple weeks later. I know where there's a couple of 55 doors for $100. You want to come out to the house and get them? Yep. I drove right out there and got them. So at that point, still no title. Cut the pillars out, bolt the doors on. Look, it's 2-door now. Except for this was missing. And I was going to do like you see other channels do and cut up the pieces and weld them in and all that. But then my buddy, Junkyard Steve, says, hey, a friend of mine has a body he's selling. It's pretty cheap. You could probably use it for your project. And I looked, and it was the red body. The roof was gone. There was nothing left in the floors, but the parts that were good were right here. So you'll see there's a video of that too. I'll probably stick it up here somewhere. Hauled it home in the back of the dump truck out there and dumped it off and cut out what I needed. So let me get you in here and kind of show you how I zappied it in there so you kids understand. Well, here on the insides of him, all I did was cut out the 4-door structure. That's empty right now, just like on a 2-door. I took the other body and welded just kind of slid it in here and got it lined up, and you can see where I've got it welded right there. And all the way down there. So I can put window regulators in it, windows in it. I still have a lot of work to do, like right there, doesn't quite match up yet. This is still the 4-door stuff, so I have work to do in there to get the windows work right. It was important to me to make sure it looked like it was a real 2-door, but I could be proud to say it was a 4-door. I think it turned out pretty good. Of course, it's got floor patches in it, sealed up, 415, and still more to do yet, but you know, 2 doors fit pretty good. This needs adjusting. It's too close to the door on the inside. I messed that up, but I can fix it. Oh, and the top of the rockers, I think the post used to be right here. I used the other body and used pieces of the top of the rocker to fill it in. And it's presentable for sure. It looks factory. You can about barely tell where I welded it. I think you can tell right there. Here in the trunk, this was all rotted out. This is where our body brace and trunk hinge mounts up. It was all rotted down through there. Just took the braces out, made me a couple patches on both sides. They were pretty big. You can't hardly tell. You know, put in the floor pieces of the trunk. It's you know, now we'll go with the flat piece here because we're gonna not use our spare tire well, obviously. Probably put a battery and stuff back here, so that's it for back here. Of course, I do have repairs to make, but I have patch panels. That's gonna be a cool wall hanger one of these days. I have a dashboard in there too. Or this is the dashboard, then I have the rear section. Yeah, patch panels, 4 doors, yep. Of course, you can see any Tri-5 Chevy just rots out right here. So good old cheapy $120 panel on each side welded in. This is our piece from the other red car, kind of grafted in here, and it's not the greatest. It's really not. I could put full quarters on here. I'm not sure I can afford it. But it might be more fun to do all the metal work, get it as nice as I can, do the body work and paint it as it is. Maybe there's a couple little holes in the rockers right there, but hey, that's flat sheet metal, no big deal. And got the wheels from my buddy Steve. I think they look good on this car. Anyhow, you guys let me know what you think. Do we put full quarters on it, new doors, new everything? Do we build it in the old barn shed barn like you would, like most of you kids would? Let me know what you think. I'm sure glad that you guys have checked this out in the video right before this. Man, we had some good responses, good comments, good support. Yeah, makes me really happy to be doing these video type things and showing everybody what we're doing. I'm pretty pleased with all that, and I'm sure glad that you're here. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't do all the stuff I do. I'd be pretty lazy about it, probably. Yeah, probably. But all you new subscribers, I'm going to welcome you. I'm Uncle Mike. This is Junks Automotive. We'll see you guys Sunday. Oh, Sunday, we're going to work on this green thing over here. We got some problems, but hopefully we can get down to put some nice shiny stuff and make it look like a pretty car. Well, it already does, but you know, shiny new stuff. That's always fun. See you guys next time.